Okay. Yes, I just wanted to welcome everybody. This is, I think, actually, the biggest show we've had so far, which is great. And I think it also speaks to who we have here today, Danny and Carrie, and it also may have something to do with the fact that everybody has been kind of pent up a little bit this week, in Texas at least. Let me
Too.
just, yeah, all over the place. Let me just go over a few things. Everybody will be muted during the music section. After each song, we do allow people to unmute to clap, but then ask you to put the microphone back on mute so that it doesn't interfere, so that we don't get any feedback. As far as we will be spotlighting the musicians, but if people want to see the group view, you go up to view and you put it on gallery view. A few people have had problems with not getting the musicians, and I think that's because they've had things pinned. So if you have a problem, we found the easiest thing is just to leave and come back, unless you know how to unpin what you've got on there. The view grid is in the upper right-hand corner. There's a little reactions button at the bottom that you can press. The chat, everybody is welcome to use the chat. And the video, it's great. We're getting a chance to see people's faces, and I'm sure for Danny and Carrie, it's nice to see people as well as just to sing to a microphone. So I don't know if there's anything else. There will be a few more people coming in, but luckily that shouldn't bother anyone. We're going to start off doing a little bit of a test on the music, just to make sure, and you can let us know if there's any problems with the sound that you're having. And everybody should be muted. I know that, let's see. Okay. So I'm going to hand this over to Danny Schmidt and Carrie Elkin, who have been I was saying that Danny was, I think, one of the first performers that I had in 2008. He started off this series, and then along came Carrie, and I've had both there in 2012 and then in 2016, and heard everything they've I don't know, probably not everything, because they're both
almost
pretty prolific with the music, but wonderful songs. So I'm not going to say too much else about them. You will hear new stuff, old stuff, whatever, and we'll have a little Q&A at the end. So, Danny Schmidt and Carrie Elkin, and we might have a guest performer come along.
It's amazing sighting. Yeah.
We'll see. Our daughter's 4, and that makes her unpredictable, if you can imagine. So we may or may not get a little taste of Maisie at some point in this show. Elaine, thank you so much for throwing these. I was trying to remember when it was that our paths first crossed, and I was within a couple years in my head. And you were pretty new to Texas at that point. You had more of an accent. It's you're starting to sound like a legit Texan now. 12 years later.
I don't even know what that
I
means.
think your ears are off because I don't
I think so too.
I've normalized to Elaine Hayden's
It
accent.
must be the echo.
Yes.
But we are delighted. You have been a fixture in the community, bringing a bunch of hosts and promoters together to, as quarantine's been going on, and artists to discuss, when will it be safe? How will it be safe? How are we going to do this? In the meantime, how are we going to kind of keep connected with each other and with each other's music and all that? You've really been kind of leading the effort nationally, not just like you were saying. You've been every other week. You've been meeting with the Midwest hosts and stuff too, and so we really appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And thanks for inviting us to do this. We were hesitant this week. We were checking in along the way. We actually are in Nashville at the moment. Carrie and I have started to split time back and forth between Nashville and Austin, and just happened to be in Nashville when the storms came. We got hit by the storm too. It was but for us it was a bunch of beautiful snow that lasted for a week, and we got to go sledding and stuff. But there was none of the bad and all the good stuff. But we still have so much family and friends in Austin and Texas that we've been keeping up with, and it's been harrowing. And we just weren't sure if it felt appropriate to be trying to bring people together, especially electronically when half people don't have electricity, to do a concert. And we were kind of two minds. We were like, one, this just might not be the right time to try and sing songs for people, or it might be exactly what everyone wants and needs right now, is a chance to get together and see each other's faces and see that we're all still kicking, and there's light on our faces. It's nice. And so we decided to go for it. And so we're really glad you guys are here. Hope everyone's doing all right and didn't suffer too much through the outages. Sorry, I was talking like...
No, you really, I'm
really
glad you went for it. Usually I'm the chatterbox.
A little coffee. But we're going to play for about an hour, and then we're going to have a Q&A thing. So, think of your hardball questions now.
Yeah. Not too hard, though. What are you going to do?
I'm going to start this. This is one just kind of puts us in the kind of time context of what we're all living through. Even before the blackouts and the storms, we were all kind of experiencing COVID and figuring out COVID and figuring out what it means to be separated from each other. And this song is just a set of my impressions from this time that we're all living in. Excuse me. Since this is the first song, if there's any major sound issues, throw it in the chat so we can see it while we're going. In the distance, they're all distant now. She's holding her breath and she's hiding her mouth. We're walking on opposite sides of the lonely divide. And the closer we came, the further it felt, until I crossed the road and then she crossed herself. I waved as we passed, and she smiled with the bags of her eyes. Oh, 2020, you're fading away. Your weeks into months and your months into days, as they all blur together like tears on the pages of angels were writing it down. Thank you, guys.
I'm in my headphones.
Now, one thing, some people say it sounds great. A few people say there's a little bit of reverb, but I think it also depends on people's individual setups. So,
Right. We kind of are trying to split the difference between everyone's experiences. I will double check and make sure we're not sending too much,
Yeah.
but it looks pretty good at this end.
All right.
sounds like
Yeah.
most people are saying it's fine, so.
Good. Thanks for the feedback, and put technical notes in the chat in the middle of songs if you need to, and we will check it out.
Just wonderful song, though.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh man. I did see that someone said that you hoped our water was turned off, and I wanted to let you know that our home in Austin is safe. We are.
We have friends keeping themselves toasty.
Yeah.
And our home's near the hospital, so we were one of the lucky few little pockets of neighborhoods that stayed powered the whole time.
Yeah, I can't even believe it.
Yeah.
But, do you want to play with me on this one?
Yeah.
I'm going to start with this one because as I was sledding on the golf course here in Nashville, I was feeling this enormous amount of joy, but I was having these moments of panic for like our family and friends in Austin, and I was like sort of grieving for them. And
You can only feel like you're worrying so much when you're on a toboggan.
right. Danny went on his first toboggan ride. But I wrote this song when I was having a similar situation of grieving my dad, and well, I'll tell you, I was driving to Taos, New Mexico, to grieve my dad and also to write songs for a new record, which is the latest record that I released. And on the drive there, I got a phone call from our doctor letting me know that we were pregnant with Maisie. And so I was like the most joyful I had ever felt in that moment. And so I was like, what do I do with all this joy and all this grief? And I said, I'm just gonna, kind of smush them together, and I'll write a kind of a life cycle record. And so I wrote this was the first song I wrote when I got to New Mexico, and it was snowing and beautiful, and I was just meditating, and I felt like I could hear like all of the history of Taos in my heart.
And that's an
actually.
old place.
Yeah, it's an old place. So.
It's the ancient world, the coyotes cry, the dogs are running now, my heart is racing now, and my body's pacing now, but we're all in stride. I can feel the drums inside, I can hear the buffalo, I can feel the uprise, and I can hear the Spanish cries on the Pueblo. This is my New Mexico, this is where my battle cries, this is where my father died, and this is how the falcon flies. This is where my poet lives, this is where my feather
Wonderful.
They said wonderful.
Thank you.
I can tell her you guys said whatever I
I
want
know,
to tell her
they're-
afterwards. So
Danny was like, they said that sounded ugly.
they said tomatoes are hurled.
Thank you. What are you getting into?
Let's do this. This is another one I wrote in this era, and I think one of the other things that sort of defined this year for us has been division. Right at a time when we maybe most needed to kind of unify around something, and somehow at the beginning of it, I kind of thought that it would sort of. It would kind of unify people. Instead, it got very politicized. But wherever you are on the political spectrum, I think this last era we've just passed through has been pretty exhausting, spiritually and emotionally and intellectually and everything ways. And so hopefully now it's going to be a process, but hopefully we can start reunifying and get back to when we just argue about policy instead of like whether the Earth's round or flat and stuff. Tear the world in half, the haves from the have-not haves, and build a fire between us, and hoped like hell to raise the phoenix. Tear the world in two, the truths from the half, the truths, the lies, and the mad disguises from the facts and Nobel Prizes, yeah. These were once good lands of good neighbors and good friends, but we used to fight like dancers, one call with different answers. These were open lands, and strangers were our future friends, but fences make for consequences. We're prisoners of our own defenses, yeah. Now our heart's been broken. We lost our way, but found it stolen, hidden in a storm of nothing, a hurricane of newsmen blushing. Now our eyes are bleeding, tears of the loss of reason, a pool of our own objections. We're honest men with no reflections, yeah. Here's the choice, my sister, gentle warrior, fierce resistor, and fill the sky like blackbirds, or sit and watch the world spin backwards. Here's the choice, my brother, old soldier, different drummer, march hard to break the borders, or stand guard the old world orders. Here's the choice, my child, raise your hands and reconcile. Just as the world revolves, let's get these broken days resolved. Thank you guys.
She's outside.
Oh man. Let's see.
I like the lyrics in the chat. It's like being at a festival with the sign language interpreter right next to you.
Right.
The first time I ever played on a stage that had a sign language interpreter, I think it was at Falcon Ridge up in New York, and it's an amazing. She's kind of a famous festival sign language person. She's so kind of expressive with her body.
She is a dancer. It's so
But
great.
I was playing the song Stained Glass, which has this section in the middle. It's just this torrent of words. It just pours out.
It's 8 minutes long too, and she had never heard the song.
And I could barely remember any of the words because the whole time I'm playing, I'm looking over at her to see what's gonna happen
is
over
she
there. Is she
doing
gonna
that?
blow up? Is she gonna just combust? It was kind of awesome. I think she gave up on getting it word for word and just kind of started going for like impressions and vibes. It was
It
cool.
was beautiful to watch. Yeah. But I felt nervous for her. I thought she might fall over afterwards. Oh.
Which one are you doing? Am I on it?
I think I'm going to do maybe embroidery stars.
Good. Nice new tuning app.
Thank you.
I'm Carrie's IT person. I set her up with a new tuning app on her phone. She's really nailing it.
Yeah. Really getting it down.
I'm not allowed on the tuning side of her guitar anymore. I'm supposed to stand over here and keep my hands to myself.
I'd like to say I'm not allowed on his guitar, to touch his guitar either, so. Anyway. I know, I was going to scoot back a little. Sorry, I cannot stand to sing with headphones on, which is, anyway. I wrote this at the beginning of quarantine where I call it the romantic part of quarantine when we were all baking bread and had our sourdough starters, and there was like this period, and I know not everyone went through it, but I think a lot of people did. I was like, who has a SCOBY? I'm making kombucha. I'm gonna do but I realized, because we are on the road a lot, and being
Used to be.
Oh, Lane, I'm sorry you were a sourdough failure. I mean, I was too, to be honest. But once we were off the road, I realized, like, oh my gosh, I love this. I love being at home. Had I not chosen this route of folk singing, I probably would have been a homesteader. I would have farmed and spent my days with a bunch of animals and crops. But I started sewing again a lot, and I was doing all this like slow stitching and embroidery, and we had finally planted our raised beds, which we had built like 4 years prior, and we finally got to have a garden, and it was just this really connected and beautiful time. And at the same time, I was like afraid and like, what the hell's going on, and how long is this gonna last? At that time, I was like, oh my God, this might last like 8 weeks. Little did we know. So I wrote this song, which is kind of about the fearful part and the way that I felt like it was being dealt with in such the pandemic was being dealt with in a shitty way, but then all these people were doing these beautiful things and being creative. Maisie and I were like painting our windows with "We can't wait to hug you soon" and all of these things. We don't do that anymore, but
It reminds me when I would get grounded when I was like 13 and my mom would hear all the fun happening in my room and it would
just be annoyed.
Yeah, it's like, wait, you're supposed to be miserable in there.
Yeah. Who knew that, we'd be not on the road for probably 2 years, but it's cool. So I wrote this song, which is a mix of like my joy of like connectedness and loving homemaking, and then also being frustrated.
I've been indigo dying. I've been threading the needle. I've been sewing my future with embroidery stars. I've been framed
interesting to see what everybody's been doing during that time.
I know, I've been wanting to read all this. Oh, haiku every day. That's awesome. Origami. Danny and I, for our paper anniversary, which that was isn't that your first anniversary? We both like secretly tried to make these sort of elaborate origami things for each other and both failed. So just so you know, it's common.
Here, my love, a crumpled ball of paper that I worked really hard on.
These are crap
This
origami.
expression of my love. Yeah.
Yeah, we're like really doing
Thank God
it.
we've gotten into the materials that are too expensive for us to get so we don't have to.
Yeah, we don't even have to celebrate anymore.
Let's do this one for our all
this is
our
fun.
cool friends in
I know.
Austin, Texas.
I think it's like 70 there today.
Yeah. Sunny days, and don't you trick me into staying, and don't you lay me in the cornfield just to take the corn away. The sunny days, and don't you trap me in your rays, and let me lose the promise not to fade. Quiet storm, if the future holds to form. From nowhere comes an island where the winds are coming warm. Now would you trade another day at sea for a gentle kiss right now? But tomorrow's just as soft as lips allow. Sunny days, sunny days, sunny days. And don't you trick me into staying, and don't you lay me in the cornfield just to take the corn away. The sunny days, don't you trap me in your rays, either let me lose a promise not to fade. Crystal clear, I've been deaf about a year, with wads of paper money in my head that plug my ears. But last night the room was empty, and the wooden walls were pure, and a tune so sweet I thought I found the cure. Sunny days, sunny days, don't you trick me into staying, and don't you lay me in the cornfield just to take the corn away. That sunny days, and don't you trap me in your rays, either let me lose a promise not to fade. In the end, it's the fear to face your friends, and you can only try your best and then just try and make amends. But today I was bathed in kindness and wrapped in silk to dry, and the sidewalks rub my feet as I walk by. Sunny days, and don't you trick me into staying, and don't you lay me in the cornfield just to take the corn away. That sunny days, don't you trap me in your rays, either let me lose a promise not to fade. days, they make your shoulders sag. And be wary of the offers to carry off the weight. And sometimes lips of sunny days that brush across your face. Sunny days, sunny days. Don't trick me into staying. Don't you lay me in the cornfields to take all away. Sunny days, sunny days. Don't trap me in your rays. Maybe let me lose the promise not to fade. Sunny days. Maybe let me lose the promise not to fade. Sunny days. Maybe let me lose the promise not to fade. Sunny day. Maybe let me lose the promise not to fade.
Yeah.
You should scoot over. Look at the sky. We have like this, the sun is going down, and it was so beautiful during that song, and you were like kind of glowing in the back. It was lovely.
Nice. I had a little halo.
You had a halo.
It also looks like there's snow up there, is
Thanks,
there?
guys.
You know, we've had a solid 8 inches for like 5 days. It's been well below freezing the whole time, so we haven't lost any. And then today it shot up to like 58, and it's pretty much, it'll be gone tonight.
Yeah.
Sadly, we've had some epic sledding. Maisie's a little bit of a daredevil, it turns out.
I wonder why.
It's not for me, honestly. I'm a careful sledder. And the
Not me,
first
I
time
took-
I grew up in Texas, so my idea when I was living in Virginia was the first time I had like a serious sledding snow in a place I lived in. I just didn't think you could get hurt in snow. Like snow was this magical soft stuff, and went tearing down this hill and had this like massive wipeout. Hit a bump, went flying, had this massive wipeout. I was like, you gotta respect it's like the ocean. You gotta respect this.
Yeah,
thing.
it's
So,
true.
I'm a careful sledder now.
I took Maisie down on like an American Flyer, you know. I don't know if Texans know what those are, but the ones that you can steer. That are
Rosebud.
wood. Yeah, so I laid on my stomach and I put her on my back, and we went down like 6 times yesterday. Or the day before. Was it yesterday? The day before yesterday.
Yeah.
It was awesome. And the whole time, it's like, it was really steep, and the whole time she was screaming. She was like, stop, slow down. And then we get to the bottom, she'd be like, let's do it again. So
And when I say epic sledding hill, I mean it's probably about a 100-yard run.
It was long.
Consistently downward, and the whole time it just flattens out for the last like 10 or 15 yards.
Yeah, it was awesome. Oh my gosh.
We'll
So
have
fun.
to take her up to Canada when you do home routes up there.
Yes.
That's right.
My home roots was in Alberta too, which is the sledding capital of North America, I believe. Hey.
Oh God. I'm going to do a happy one now. I wasn't going to do, I don't have very many happy songs, but I'm going to do one.
Which one are you gonna do?
I'm going to do Jessie, I think. I know.
I will too then.
Jessie likes birds, red-winged blackbird. Jessie likes a sparrow. Jessie likes a whippoorwill. Jessie likes a sound through the window of a mockingbird late at night. Oh, and if that mockingbird don't sing, Mama's gonna buy you a diamond ring. Jessie likes wind, Jessie likes water. Jessie
Jesse likes the sound through the window in the distance of a soul parade. If that mockingbird don't sing, Mama's gonna buy you a diamond ring. If that diamond ring turns bright, Mama's gonna buy you a looking glass. If that looking glass gets broke, Mama's gonna buy you a Billy Gold. If that mockingbird don't sing, Jesse don't need no diamond ring. Jesse need the sound of his mama's voice. She said Jesse likes birds, red-winged blackbird. Jesse likes a sparrow. Jesse likes a whippoorwill. And Jesse likes a mockingbird.
Yay. Yay, Jesse.
I just showed you all my dirty socks, I realized.
You
Aw.
can usually get away with dirty socks on Zoom.
I know.
Except for this one, it can't keep her feet anywhere close to the ground.
I was realizing, I was like, God, I'm gonna get up and dance. But I didn't. I should have. I really enjoyed the bit of origami conversation about how it needs to be a perfect square. That was a great little segment of of funness. What are you doing now?
It's funny, I should have done this song after the talk of the origami, so I'll do it now. This is a song about origami. Kind
I
of.
didn't even know he had a song.
It's a song called Paper Cranes, and it is about what did you sing?
Barbara Bell said that she has clean hand-knitted socks that she just washed that are hanging behind her on the Zoom screen. Good to know. Good
Show off.
Send it my way. Oh yeah.
This song I've been singing it a little bit more lately. It's a few years old, but it's I think these kind of harrowing times make us kind of appreciate what we have every day that in normal times we sort of take for granted and we stop paying attention, and but when everything goes sideways, we realize how great those average days are with all the little things in them. And I wrote it when I don't remember. I think I wrote it before Maisie was born, but it was kind of leading up into that, and adult responsibility was kind of catching up with me.
I think we were trying to have a Maisie.
Probably trying to have a Maisie.
Yeah.
Which isn't as fun as it sounds like.
No, it wasn't.
A lot of shots.
A lot of hormone shots.
For her.
Yeah, Danny didn't have to take any.
And I just realized, like, time was just going faster and faster, and I was remembering less and less of what happened every day. And so the song is about, and I was kind of imagining these pages and like the hand of life writing down the events of the day just with a more and more furious pace, and the pages just flipping faster and faster until it was just kind of this blur. And the song was about just kind of trying to slow down the hand and slow down the page flips and let each one sit there in front of you for a while and savor it. And that seems somewhat apropos to what we've been through to me.
Yeah.
And a kiss was the cost of our slowness. The circles we'd run were like laces undone, to be young and get caught once again. the tide until the ink would subside and our feet would print poems on sand. Yes, remember the years when the days disappeared, like the pages torn free from the ledger. And though the fury of hands met the day's chief demands, was a story so full now it's empty. And when was the line that we crossed and we signed? We promised ourselves we could make it. And now we lie in the yard and plant seeds in our scars and await the next rain that might wake us. And I remember the years when the days disappeared, like the pages torn free from the ledger. And off they would fly, paper cranes in the sky, till the moon was obscured by our treasures. And now the moon is obscured by our treasures.
Oh,
Great.
I'm just amazed how you can remember all those words.
Well, I don't always. Sometimes they stay in there. What we call coffee in this family is Papa's brain juice, and there's a perfect amount of it that makes the words come out of my mouth. You go above that or below that, and it's unclear what's going to come out.
If he doesn't have his hat on, he can't remember a thing.
When I first started playing music out in front of people, I was living in Virginia, and I had this U.S. mail hat that I'd literally found in the creek. I loved it though; it was my favorite hat. I wore it every day for probably 4 or 5 years, and it was dilapidated when I found it. So by the time I had retired, it was literally just in shambles. But every show that I had ever played was with that hat, and I had adopted a new hat and switched over. I think it went to a railroad cap after that, and I was a nervous wreck going into that first show with the new hat on. This like weird, superstitious, all the words were up there in the old hat, and the hat's not there anymore, and I wonder if I'm going to find any of the words. But luckily I remembered a decent number of them.
All right.
When the lights are off, I need a man to touch. I need my back to bend. I need a heavy hand. I need a book to write. I need a gentle fight. I need a day gone by. And I need the dog to I'm in a stranger's dress. I'm in a beating chest. I'm in an empty nest. I'm in the bluest note. I'm in a boat alone. I'm a girl that's been thrown, and I'm on the telephone, and I'm crying out. Oh, I'm crying out. 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 I'm lonely now. I know it's hard for you. I know you know what to do, but I know it's hard for you. Thank you. Oh, thanks.
How about we do one more each before the Q&A part? We're trying to keep one eye on the clock. Is that all right, Elaine? We're going a little bit long, but
That's okay.
who here didn't
I
know
don't think
we
we
talked
started
too
till
much
a
and
quarter
go?
after,
Yeah.
so we're good.
Oh, so
right?
they're right.
That'd be fine. What we'll do is what did you say, one each? And then
Yeah.
the Q&A, and then we're gonna come back for a final
Perfect.
closer, which I think I know what it might be, but
We'll see if we can't.
What?
We'll see if we can't get Maisie to join us.
Yeah, we might be able to bring Maisie in, but we'll see.
barring right now.
What was that?
Barring right now.
Well, Sundays are movie night, pizza and a movie night, and usually it's like we all gathered around a pizza and the movie together. But since the show was here, we'd let her do it on her own. I think she's doing Pooh. We're a big Winnie the Pooh fans in this family.
She's not doing the poo. She's watching Winnie the Pooh. Yeah, she's.
So we think.
Yeah, so we think.
Clarification there.
She would have come in here had the other happened. Yeah. She's watching the Winnie the Pooh Heffalump movie. So we think. Who knows?
I'm gonna do this one. We don't do that many duo shows these days. Usually one of us is with Maze and the other one's doing a solo Zoom thing.
I had my harmonica.
Oh,
I have a box of them right there. I don't remember what key it is.
it's 1, 2, 3. It's
A flat.
no, it's E flat. But
See if I have it in here.
well, amazing. While Carrie looks for that, it was the song I wrote for Carrie to ask her if she would marry me back at South by Southwest a few years ago, and it was near disaster, but it worked. And proposals are graded on a pass-fail basis. They either work or they don't work, and this one worked. If not with grace, with style.
Did you say E flat?
I think so. Ooh. Either that thing is hopelessly out of tune or I don't know.
Oh, that's probably this, or it's just
I'll look at. I don't want to waste too much time though trying to get tuned up. So if it
Is it now?
was pretty bad.
I'm such a horrible harmonica player. I don't know why I decided to do this.
Oh, hang on.
Oh, sorry.
Toot it for a second. Yeah, we'll do it.
I haven't played this in years.
It's as if I proposed to Neil Young. Not to set the bar too high or anything.
If my lips can't make it simple, if my eyes can't make it plain, well, kiss me now, but answer me tomorrow. Will you give me and forgive me all the time it took to say, kiss me now, but answer me tomorrow.
I'm sorry you guys couldn't see her face. She is covered in
Yes,
pizza
pizza.
parts.
Kiss me now, my knees are weak, my hands, they shake like moonlight. Through leaves that beg like questions on the trees. When you wake up in the morning, will you take me as my bride? And kiss me now, but answer me tomorrow. If I ask upon my knees, and if I wish upon your soul, and kiss me now, but answer me tomorrow. Am I still the man you want, now that I'm the man you know? And kiss me now, but answer me tomorrow. Kiss me now, my knees are weak, my hands, they shake like moonlight. Through leaves that beg like questions on the trees. When you wake up in the morning, will you take me as my bride? Oh, kiss me now, but answer me tomorrow. If the hand I play looks empty, if the bets I make look bust, well, kiss me now, but answer me tomorrow. Don't you think our hands together might just make a royal flush? And kiss me now, but answer me tomorrow. Kiss me now, my knees are weak, my hands, they shake like moonlight. Through leaves that beg like questions on the trees. When you wake up in the morning, will you take me as my bride? And kiss me now, but answer me tomorrow. Kiss me now.
All right. Should I do this one or this one?
You pick us.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty. I like that.
All right.
I like pretty right now.
Danny voted for my last song.
I
This
think when
is-
one person votes, it's called dictatorship.
Well. This is another quarantine song. Sorry. I wrote this one when I stopped having a full social calendar and realizing how much I can get done when I don't see anybody. I started writing again and really sort of paying attention to and honoring my creative self again, and realized what a better person I was in the world in general, like a better wife and mom and friend. And so I wrote the song, which is about a potter that starts making pots again that feed her people and feed her insides too. And and it helped her fall back in love again with her partner. So I'm actually, many of you know Anthony DaCosta. He used to live in Austin. He now lives in Nashville. And he just produced this song for me, and I'm going to release it in about a month, and I'm really excited about it. It came out so beautifully. He really did a great job. So I'll let you all know. Thanks so much for listening. I can't wait for Q&A time. I don't know how we're going to do that, but I'm sure Elaine has a plan, and and we'll come back and...
She said it's going to be newlywed style, where one of us at a time has the headphones on, she'll ask a question, and we'll answer it.
that would actually be awesome.
And then the group can vote on who's right.
I will release the song on Bandcamp. Yeah. Well, she found a way to let go of the mess of this, and she found a way to make gold out of clay, and she molded her hands around all that was left of us, and we became cups, and from them we drank, and time went by, and her hands didn't stop, and she remembered her uncle and his old clock shop, and the way his body moved when the gears turned into time, when he became the tick, his wife became the top, and round we go
Under the stars we danced, and she was the tick, and I was the talk. We're all just clocks, and we're all meant to stop. Thanks so much, guys. Aww.
All right.
What do we do now?
I don't know. I thought Danny's idea was a good idea.
Or you can ask a question. One of us will have 60 seconds, and then the other one will have a 30-second rebuttal, and then it goes back to the first one. No
I like
fact
Danny's
checkers.
idea, too.
No fact checkers.
Let's do it. Take your headphones off.
No, this is a stupid one. Funny idea, but stupid one.
Okay.
Question?
What I would say is people could go ahead and, if anyone has a question, you can go ahead and either raise the hand in Zoom or, oh, it looks like Mary does. Is that right?
Yeah, I have a
Oh.
question. I miss you guys. Y'all are the best.
Oh.
I just really, really miss y'all. I'm up in Massachusetts now, not in Texas. And I love seeing Maisie's pictures. And I wondered what it's really a question for her. What did she say, the definition, how does she define soul? I want to hear ask her what is soul?
Well, how about this? At the very end of the Q&A, we'll
Yeah,
invite her
yeah.
to come up for the last song. And we can ask her. I don't know what she's going to say.
Well, because she said that drawing, so I'm guessing this is in reference to, she did this pig or this elephant drawing, and I asked her, it was an elephant drawing that was wearing a dress, and there were windows all over the dress, and she said, this is an elephant, and these are the windows to her soul. I was like, what? And now I can't even get her to, like, if I ask her today, when I show her the picture, she won't say it again.
Maisie's kind of her creativity is kind of a stream that goes by.
I know.
And you catch the water that's there at that moment, and then there's new water. And
So I think that if you asked her that, she would like not have an answer. But we should ask her.
but she might. It's fun to throw questions at her and see what comes out.
Yeah. She'll at least tell you a good joke if she doesn't feel like
Not a knock-knock joke, though.
No, she doesn't
Yeah.
like knock-knocks.
You're right, Rob. She does not like you were there for that.
Oh, yeah.
Someone asked her if she liked knock-knock jokes last night, and she goes,
Not so
not
much."
so much. Anyway. Anyone else?
By the way, if everybody goes to view, and if you're on gallery view, you can see at least one of the pages. And you can go to the second one too. So, do we have another?
It looks
I
like
have
Meg
I have a
has it.
question. May I ask?
Yep.
Hi, Dennis.
Hi. Thank you for just a fabulous evening of entertainment and to use the word that's been knocked around here a little bit, soulfulness.
Oh,
Thank you.
And the other thing that I was so struck with was the beautiful way that you support each other. When one is singing and then the other is watching and then comes in, and it's just you're a beautiful duet.
Thanks. You know, there's certain virtues to living together and being around the music in a sort of organic fashion, as opposed to coming to rehearsal and I've got a new song and now we will rehearse the new song, because it does, they morph over time. What we ought to do is record like the first time we get together with a new song, and just so that it's like when you do work on your house, you know, like once the new stuff's done, you don't really remember what it looked like before. And
Right.
But I know that the parts tend to morph and evolve over time quite a bit.
Yep.
And
I don't know if you got to, did you get to ask your question?
No, I
Okay.
wanted to first preface.
oh,
it
I'm
by-
sorry.
No, not at all. I wanted to just express Sandy and my heartfelt appreciation for the two of you. And, you know, I am very interested in the creative process. And a few years back, with two co-authors, two women, we created a book entitled Deep Creativity, 7 Ways to Spark Your Creative Spirit. And so we do some workshops on creativity. I love when I have an opportunity to ask artists about their creativity. So here's what I want to pose to you. And this came out of Carrie's beautiful story about trying to hold grief and joy at the same time. And what do I do with that as you were driving to Taos? And you realized I had to write a song about it to channel it or to give it a container. So here, I wrote this down as I was listening tonight. Do you, and either one of you can respond, I'd love to hear from both of you, but in the interest of time, maybe one of you. Do you find yourself creating a space for creative possibilities? Or do you watch for conditions that might engender a creative impulse? And Carrie, this came out of the story that you told about driving to Taos. And I think about my own creative process too. And everyone at this wonderful gathering has stories about their own creative selves. So anyhow,
Yeah.
please.
Well, I think both. I think like when I'm out and about, there's like, you know, seeds being planted and I'm noticing the world around me. And, you know, that phone call from our doctor like shot me out of this place of grief and into this place of pure joy. And then I arrived in Taos and I stayed in this cabin for a month and set up my like permanent creative workspace where I created all of the songs. So I had taken like the seeds that I found while I was away from that space and then came back to a very sort of, I do better when I have routine and have a very I can't have chaos around me. I like things to be organized, and so my creative space is such that works for my like every part of my being. It needs like I in a way I feel like the space itself needs to be pretty perfect.
Yes.
So I don't know if that answered your question.
No,
or
it's a
not.
beautiful response. Thank you.
Thanks.
And I would say pretty similar things. There's kind of different parts of the creative process. There's the sort of sparks of inspiration part, which are usually almost never fully formed, like a whole idea. It's just something about it is intriguing to your mind. And part of it is staying open to noticing those. Those are flowing by our minds all the time, I find. And when we're kind of in a creative space, we're a little bit more self-aware than the other super busy logistical kind of headspace we can get in. So at least we can capture that little fleeting moment of spark. And then there's the kind of workshop space. And I agree with Carrie, like making a space that feels inspiring to you, even though that's not usually the place where inspiration comes, but that's the place where you take the little spark and you hammer and hammer and hammer and hammer at it until it grows into something.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you both so much.
Thanks for the thoughtful question.
You're welcome. More than welcome.
And
Good job on the hand raising, guys. I'm into this.
Yeah. Looks like we've got 3 here. We can go with Meg first.
Hi, this question is for Carrie. So I noticed a while ago, Carrie, that the 3 new songs that you've been playing for a while have, at least to me, they have something in common, which is that, and I'm talking about Cosmic Egg and the song about the potter and Embroidery Stars. They all seem to resolve in this biblical or liturgical phrase that gets repeated. And I know that you have this history with singing in the church, but I'm thinking of Be Not Afraid and Thy Will Be Done and Bring Peace, right? They all sort of resolve in this this short biblical or liturgical phrase that gets repeated. And I was wondering if that was, if either it was conscious on your part when you were writing the songs, or if you have reflected on it since you've written the songs, and if you have any thoughts about it.
Yeah, thanks for that question. I hadn't thought about it at all until you just said that, which I love, because the Cosmic Egg song was the one that I didn't sing that one tonight, but there's a whole part about singing "Thy will be done, Thy will be done," and that one actually did come from a time when I had been talking a lot about my connection to singing in church, which is how I grew up, and I don't do that anymore. I'm not part of any organized religion, except occasionally part of the Unitarian Church, which I think you're like, occasional Unitarians, you're allowed to be whatever you want. But I miss it a lot. Like it is the place that I learned how to connect with music and how to physiologically connect with it. And so when I wrote the Cosmic Egg song, I was consciously thinking about that. And that one probably is the most like the "Thy will be done" part is, very a line that I would sing or say over and over again in church, I guess. So that one was conscious. The other two, I don't think I even thought about, but I'm so glad you brought it to my attention. The songs, I guess, kind of fit together in that way. Anyway, I don't know. Yeah, that's my answer. So.
Awesome. We can go on to. It looks like Joanna has a question now.
Yeah, I don't actually have a question so much as I wanted to say how wonderful it was to hear vocal harmonies live.
I know.
It was beautiful.
We're lucky that we get to be in the same room together.
Yeah, I mean, I watch a lot of shows, and people are singing in different rooms or different cameras, whatever, or different houses, and it's just great to hear harmony. So thank you both. Great show.
Thanks.
Thanks. We feel it. We feel so lucky. Yeah.
Let's see.
So now we can go to
Hope's waving her arm too. She didn't push the raise your hand button. I can see you waving your arm though.
I think, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is there a queue?
There is. There's like a little hand raising queue, but Hope, we'll put you in the queue.
And you are muted, Hope, if you're saying anything.
You're muted, but you're number 3 in the queue, so we'll get you in 1 sec.
Yeah. Should
see.
we?
I know I can lower people's hands, but I don't know if I can raise them. We'll keep you in mind mentally, and we'll go to Stephen Shea right now.
Hey guys, I got a question for both of you about your songwriting and process. Are there specific songs that you can think of that just poured out onto the page in like 15 minutes? And conversely, are there songs that it felt like you had to fight tooth and nail for every line?
Yeah, it's funny. Those often kind of go hand in hand. The ones that have most poured out onto the page were ones that I wrote in the middle of writing ones that I was really wrestling with. And I don't think it's probably an accident. I think some part of my brain wanted that sort of relief of something coming easy. And so it was like a little sorbet in the middle of the process. And the ones that came the hardest were, there's different ones for different reasons. Usually it was because it was one that meant a lot to me personally. I remember the first song I really struggled with for a long time was one called Already Done that I wrote after 9/11. And I was very frustrated by the sort of simplistic response that America had sort of settled into as its consensus response. And it was, and I was trying to express something complex that was important to me and that I wanted people to understand. those don't always go hand in hand. Sometimes you can write a thing and say, I'm going to put this out how I want to put it out, and people will get it or not get it, doesn't matter to me. And that, because it was kind of the world and about the world, I wanted people to understand it the same way I did. And I hammered on that one for like 3 weeks every day. And a second song called TikTok poured out in about 15 minutes in the middle of writing Already Done.
Yeah, so interesting. Mine is also a mix, but I have quite a few songs that just sort of came out as is. I mean, I'm much more of an emotional writer, like a more, yeah, I'm a more emotional writer, and Danny is like in his head and working through every line. And I think because I come from a singing background, that I pay a lot of attention, kind of like what I was saying about how I learned about physiology, and how songs and words affected me physiologically. How I connected with them came from singing in church. When I'm writing now, I pay a lot of attention to the way the words feel coming out of my mouth, and what response I have to them. And so I often find sometimes I look at the songs on paper and I'm like, well, I don't know, those don't look that great, but they feel so amazing to sing, and so emotionally connected. So I would say that mine probably come out a little faster than than Danny's too. But I've had both experiences. I often give up before Danny does when it gets like to a certain point. So
Awesome. Then we'll continue over to Mary Jo, and then we'll go over to Hope. And I think that'll probably do it.
Danny and Carrie, I just want to say it's because of you two that I got connected with Vanessa Lively and Home Street Music.
Oh, good.
We came to see you at New World Deli because we've always been fans of yours, and that's where we met Vanessa. And Home Street Music is an incredible nonprofit doing music to help the homeless and formerly homeless. And thank you. We continue to love both of you, but we love Vanessa and all she's doing as well. Thank you.
Oh, thanks.
Thank
Thanks for supporting
you.
Vanessa
Aw.
at Home Street too.
you know,
She had a very hard week. This week was hard.
yeah. Thanks. I think Hope is up next.
Okay. Hi. I can't see myself, so that's probably better.
We
And
can see you. You look great. I hope.
Hi. I don't really have a question. I just wanted to say how incredibly delightful it was to feel that I was seeing Carrie, because I really never have much. I've heard her sing and things.
Aww.
Hi,
Hope.
Hi. I discovered Danny.
She's great to look at too. Turns out.
She's lovely. She's much
Yeah.
prettier in video than I've ever seen her before, and she's exactly as wonderful as what you deserve here.
Oh.
And that's all I want to say.
Thanks.
Thank you.
And it looks like we have one from Larry.
Yeah, this
Hi.
Hi. We're out in Oregon. We've always enjoyed seeing you when you come out in this area. But we have recently lost John Prine, who we love, and so many people did love. And you mentioned him, Danny, in your 2020 song. And I'm just wondering, what impact did John have on your music making, your lyrics? Because some of your lyrics, both of you, echo the sort of story that John would tell. So what impact did he have on you?
That's a great question. First of all, as he relates to that song, he was at that point in COVID. It was early May, late April or something, and I personally hadn't known anyone personally who had been affected by COVID yet, and I was watching the numbers very carefully, but numbers are very abstract. It's hard to personalize them. And then John Prine died, and I didn't know John as a friend, but very aware of his music, very inspired by his music. And there's a lot of mythology around John in our community. You know, he's very accessible, and the musicians love him. And all of a sudden, COVID felt real. Like there was a real face and tragedy to put with it, and so that affected me pretty strong. As far as him influence, it's funny. He was a little bit of a secondary influence after like Dylan and Neil Young and Leonard Cohen and stuff. But in some ways, I think I liken him to like Velvet Underground for bands, where he's the guy that convinced you could do this. Like Dylan, you admire Dylan and you come away from Dylan thinking, I can't do that. I can't do what he does. It's from another world kind of thing. And when John Prine does it, you're like, that is beautiful, and I can do that. Like that's 3 chords and playing words and just make them true. And so he was a guy that I was listening to a lot right when I started writing songs myself. And I'd been a big fan of songwriters, but it never even occurred to me to write a song myself. Yeah, I think he opens the door for a lot of people as this stuff's accessible.
Yeah. He was one of the first, like, I grew up listening to, I listened to a lot of like Simon and Garfunkel and the Beach Boys, a lot of harmony singers and people who were more famous. And he was the first like writer that I remember hearing. I hadn't heard of him until I was in my 20s, and I remember hearing him and just being blown away. He's one of those people that makes you want to write music forever. Like we got to see him a year before.
Like a couple years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago, and I've seen him a few times, but this time a couple years ago was just that he's incredible. His live shows were so great. I mean, he was boogieing down and just like, he's just so funny and fun loving, and that's how he is in real life, which makes you love him even more. So yeah, thanks for that question, Larry.
I have a question.
Yes.
I don't know where that hand raising thing is, but you both have beautiful voices, but Carrie, your voice is beautiful. And it reminds me of Judy Collins, or that sort of the end notes that you carry. Like, what female musicians influenced you? Like, what?
I mean, my favorite vocalists are, Linda Ronstadt was probably my biggest influence. I absolutely adore her, and I think she's one of the most incredible singers ever, which is why everyone wanted to sing with her. She also is one of the, she did write her own songs, but she mostly covered songs, and she was better at doing that than anyone I know. It was just like, she just brought all of these songs to life. And then Emmylou Harris is another favorite of mine. But you know, the Joan Baez's, the Judy Collins, and all the old sort of folkies I love them too. There's just
Joni Mitchell and
like those the classic voices too are So but Linda Ronstadt really was a strong influence for me, and you know, when I'm sitting down and playing mostly like slow stuff, it's a little different, but I think about all the time. I'm like, oh, I just want to sing like Linda Ronstadt.
You have a beautiful voice.
Oh, thank you. Thanks.
Okay, I think that does it for questions right now.
It looks like one is trying to come in.
One's trying to come in.
It says,
How do I?
Oh, how do y'all like Nashville? That's a great question.
Who knows?
We don't know.
We have an amazing community here. There's a reason we're splitting time, is that about half our community is in Austin, and the other half of our sort of national touring music community have all kind of migrated to Nashville, and all to the same neighborhood in East Nashville. So mostly the draw was the community, who we've been able to see like one at a time in the backyard when the weather's nice, and we haven't really gotten to explore the city except for the parks to go riding with Maisie and stuff. I don't feel like we know Nashville at all yet.
Yeah, I'm feeling really good about it because the community experiences that we have had have been really special. And I think, Nashville has been through a lot. They've had a lot of like tragic events in the last year. And I think because of that, the community has built up so strong here in a way that is it's just really special, but it is hard to tell when you kind of land in a place in the middle of a pandemic. It's a funny time to move, but we're starting to meet people, and there's a lot of kids for Maisie to hang out with, and we've met some special friends already. So it's been really nice. So thanks for asking. We are playing Folk Alliance this week. That's another question that just came up. Yes, it's on our websites. We have no idea what we're doing, but it's there.
And I just might mention to people that anyone can go to Folk Alliance. You can sign up for it. You don't need to be, they have sessions open to the public. So you can catch a lot of things going on this week. So.
Yeah.
Has he gone to go get Maisie?
He just went to get Maisie. We're going to see if she'll sing with us on our last song. You never know. Could be awesome. Could be like mildly obnoxious. Could be, I think she's a spreader of joy. So there'll be that. She drew me this today while we were having a family Zoom. This is a, a pig, a dog, and an elephant in the snow in an embroidery hoop. There you have it. She's been...
Well, it's good that she's not going to want to leave the snow,
I know. We've been doing a lot of mixed media work together. She's been doing these drawings in the embroidery hoop, and I've been doing all this embroidery with them. So, look who it is. Hopefully she'll do a little singing with us.
Will you sing with us?
Say hi? You want to say hi?
She can't really hear anything, but you want more in your ear? These tickle you.
Oh, her upright bass?
Oh yeah.
She hasn't been playing as much. We've been into some other things, but it's
them both in my ear.
It's been all right.
Will you give her your...
I'm gonna give her my headphones.
Hi, Maisie.
Here you go, monkey.
Thank you.
All right, anyone got any hardball questions for Maisie?
What was that first one? Wasn't there one?
What about the soul?
Oh yeah, they wanted to know the elephant with the dress with the windows to her soul.
No, they're just to her dress.
They're just to her dress.
The windows on her dress?
Yeah.
Was it just part of the design?
It was just part of the dress.
Just part of the dress. Gotcha.
But what do you know what a soul is?
No.
Have you heard? You must have heard us say that. I just thought before we play this last song, would you be interested in telling your kitten joke?
What do you call pile of kittens?
What?
A meowton.
A meowton. Oh, Maisie, you're killing it. Look at that. They're loving it. They're loving it. Tell me your other joke.
Do you want to?
What do you call a bear with no teeth?
A bear with no teeth. I don't know. What do you call a bear with no teeth?
A gummy bear.
A gummy bear. Corn dog.
Those are pretty good.
They are pretty good, aren't they?
They are very good.
They are pretty good. Do you want to? Will you sing a little of Company of Friends with us?
Sure.
Okay. Thank you for joining us for this part. We'll hang out and watch a little more after we're done.
Okay.
Also, thank you all for being here. Elaine, you were like the best.
Yeah.
I feel like you're just part of our musical family, and it's really it's been a really special relationship for us. So thank you.
Well, thank you. I'm
Thanks,
so
Elaine.
glad that you could.
I can't hear, so
Oh, she said
Yeah.
thank you.
I'm reading your lips.
Yes, thank you for
What
doing
does
so.
reading your lips mean?
Whoop.
Here, take this.
It has
Here we go.
really,
Okay, I'm with you.
I think it's really brightened up a lot of people's days. So,
Aw,
you know,
thank you.
so
Thanks,
Sit up straight on my
guys.
laps.
It was really
Okay.
lovely to see so many of you, and we're thankful for all of you for being here. And we're also thankful just to be able to share music still. It's been
And
such a gift.
Puget still.
And Pugic. I don't know what that is, but cool. Just a rhyme that Maisie made up. All right, we're going to end with this song.
It rhymes off Q-tit.
Q-tit.
You're like freestyling tonight, man.
Yeah, new word, Q-tit. We are going to end with a song that is about how our community is ultimately what is important in life, our friends and community. So you guys are that.
While
Here
we
you go.
sing, Maisie, let's take off our headphones so we can
Is
hear
there any
ourselves.
snow right now?
In Austin, is there any snow right now?
not anymore.
All the
went
snow
away.
melted.
In Nashville or Austin?
Well, both. I think all our snow is melting too. It got very warm today. All right, sit on my lap.
We're going to do one song and then we'll do our thing.
I'm just looking to see if any of the snow goes
Oh,
on.
she's going to, okay. Should I
Do you
just?
think I was done?
Running away. All right, come back when you're done. It's dark, huh?
Should I do it?
Yeah, get started.
All right. Come on, Maze.
I can't tell if there's any snow.
We'll go peek out the window after the song.
No, we need to pee. I can't really tell.
Well, we
You'll
will
be
check.
able to.
We will check after the song.
Here we go.
okay?
No, it's too dark outside.
I know, but when
We'll
we
turn
open
the
the door,
light
we'll
on.
see it. Yep.
Here we go.
We'll even
Don't
take the
worry.
flashlight out.
Ready?
My Peppa Pig flashlight.
That's fine. When I die, let them judge me by my company of friends. Let them know me as the footprints that I've left upon the sand. Let them laugh for all the laughter. Let them cry for laughter's end. And when I die, let them judge me by my company of friends. And when I die, let them toast to all the things that I believe. Let them raise a glass to consciousness, not spill a drop for greed. Let them bubbles rise at midnight. Let their tongues get light as thieves. And when I die, let them toast to all the things that I believe. 'Cause I believe in restless hunger. I believe in red balloons. I believe in private thunder. In the end, I do believe, and I believe in inspiration. I believe in lightning bugs. I believe in slow creation. In the end, I do believe, and I believe in ink on paper. I believe in lips on ears. I believe
our company of friends. So when I die, let them judge me by my company of friends. Let them know me as the footprints that I've left upon the sand. Let them laugh for all the laughter. Let them cry for laughter's end. And when I die, let them judge me by my company of friends.
I want to go and watch.
Okay, bye.
Adios.
Adios,
Here you go. Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you. And
You never know what you're gonna get when she hits the stage.
Nope.
Sometimes you get a full-on rendition of Sound of Music. Sometimes you get a third harmony. Sometimes you get chaos.
well,
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, thank you very much.
thank you. You know, where everybody kind of, I always hate to press the end button, so I let people kind of gradually saunter out. You can press the leave at the bottom right-hand corner. I did want to say that I do have a show with Jonathan Bird, March 14th. That's in
That'll
3
be a
weeks.
good one.
Which will be on the website. And then the South Austin Moonlighters are going to be in April. So
Keeping the torch burning, nice.
So great.
Keep the music going until we can sort of be together. But this is also great in that we get to meet people here from England. I saw one or two people are from England.
Yay!
Alicia, yeah. RW. I don't know if he's still on here or not. It might have been past bedtime, but he was. RW Smith, I don't know if you knew him. And I think there was somebody else. So
Yeah, awesome.
I see a lot of
Hi,
friends from all
Tom.
over, yeah.
Tom Yeager's here.
So, I mean, this
Scanning
has
past all the
its own-
faces.
Its own wonderful abilities is that you can have people from all over. And so it's kind of like when you get lemons, you make lemonade. And I think in some ways we've managed to do that. So thank you all. And any other, yeah, my daughter's saying that it's almost 2 a.m. in the Netherlands.
Oh, right, it is.
She's almost through with work now.
Thanks for all your help, Alicia.
Yeah, thanks, Alicia and Danny. Always, it's so great to see you. I mean, it's great to see this Danny, but also
Any Danny.
And it's funny that they're both Danny's and not Daniels, as we said. So
I know.
Although it's funny because I think my Danny, his website says Daniel Hayden.
Like on LinkedIn and all of those things, yeah.
Very professional.
Very professional.
I guess that's why, huh? Yeah, you have to be professional when you're making games, right?
Profession.
Well, online games. So anyhow.
Good night, Alicia. She's like, let me go to bed.
Well, and I think Ruben, her partner's.
Yeah, the rule is always I need to wait until my mom ends it or else.
Well, and I was going to say that they're also watching too, right?
They're gone now, Mom.
Oh, they are now?
They're all gone.
But they were there just a while
Yes, they
ago.
were here.
Yes.
Other
Susie
Dutch
and
people were
Fred.
here.
Yes, so.
But I need to play the ending music for you, Mom.
So anyhow.
The
well,
hook, the Zoom hook that reaches two squares over and pulls someone.
I will if you don't end the whole meeting, I'm happy. I will hang out for a few minutes if anyone wants to.
Does anyone else have any questions? Or I know you've got, I don't know if it's your family or both your families here, because I know I talked to
I see a
Susan.
lot of cousins. I see a lot of cousins. And
Yeah.
some very old friends.
I
It's
know
been
my
great.
mom
Hey,
was
Karen.
on.
Hey,
Right.
Susan and Robert. Hi, guys.
That's one way to fill an audience, huh?
Yeah, we just bring Danny's entire family.
It's a fruitful performance.
Yeah. Aw, what a treat.
There's
I'm
some
gonna-
people, I don't know if Patty's gonna say anything. I see that she's on. I don't know if you know Patty Dalton. She knows Sam Baker, Carrie.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah. Yeah, totally.
From Massachusetts. She's,
Yep, I do.
Massachusetts contingent there. So,
People that can understand you.
yeah.
Yep.
We actually bumped into each other at the New Bedford Folk Festival years ago and have become good friends. So,
Cool.
you know, and I don't know who else.
I see little Mira.
Yep.
Hi.
It's our niece, Mira. Hi,
Hi. She
We were on a family Zoom. Right? Oh, good night.
Mira. Good night. We're about to put our little to bed, too.
It was my brother's birthday. We did a family Zoom right before this Zoom started.
Yep. So fun.
Well, we'll let you go, but it's been wonderful seeing you again. I mean, I probably have seen you more here than I would even see you in Austin.
I know.
Even Danny, we meet each other from our cars. So
Well, thanks for bringing us all. Thanks for bringing us all together. You really spearheaded this whole thing, so thank you very much, and thank you guys for all joining.
I love you. Love from Chicago, Danny, Carrie.
We love you, Karen.
Hugs to Jordan.
Aww.
Bye.
Thank you, Elaine.
Yep.
Thank you.
No problem.
Love you guys, Susan and Robert. There's my stepdad.
How long are you staying in Nashville for?
We'll be back at the beginning of April.
Yeah.
So about a month.
Now, have you decided which times you're going to be in Nashville? And
No, we know that we have this 2-year window before Maisie starts school, where we're pretty flexible.
Now a year and a half. It's
we can
going by.
So, yeah, times are just so weird. We don't have a sense of normalcy yet about a rhythm to it.
Yeah,
Oh.
I know.
We also cannot wait to come to Maryland. Thank you.
Got Dave and Kathy? Or
let's see.
I know my eyes are like.
Kathy were here. Ariel?
Oh, it's Mike. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's Mike Segala. Yeah, we have a very occasional house concert series, but we don't have a website or anything.
Mm-hmm. Well.
Thanks for being here.
Oh, love the show. Thanks.
Thank you.
Aw. Well, thanks, you guys.
All right.
I just want to stare at you. I'm just going to stay here and stare at you all.
Well,
my mom's gone. I wanted to say hi to my mom. She left us
There
without
she is.
even saying hi.
Oh,
Oh, there she is. Hi, Mom. You're muted.
That's what I thought is interesting about the difference between Facebook Live and Zoom. At least with Zoom, you get to see the faces.
Yeah.
You know, and we had a lot of faces here today for you to look at.
Yeah, all these beautiful faces. My mom can't figure out how to unmute, I don't think.
Lower left.
Lower left, Mom. Lower left.
The little microphone. That's all right. Our first
Yeah,
show,
look at
I had a couple that were staring into it, and they kept unmuting when they were supposed to mute, and then talking about what they should be doing while everybody listened.
I told my mom there is no unmute button. Is that wrong? No, just kidding.
I'm drinking your water.
That's all right. All right, I'm gonna go get our daughter.
My face hurts from smiling.
I'm gonna say goodbye. So thank you everybody for coming. Hope to
Love you, Elaine. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Nashville.